Alright, so today we're going to be working on the Yamaha Slider, also known as an MBK stunt in other countries. As you can see, this thing seems pretty lethal, but it is stock. It's not really been modified other than the fact that it's got a slightly bigger carb on it. I bought it with no logbook, no MOT, and it's been off the road for 8 years. The guy that sold it to me didn't really have much information about it because he literally bought it in pieces to put back together and sell for a quick profit. The bike ran briefly when I was viewing it and kept cutting out, and then when I got it home it wouldn't start at all. So today I'm going to try and get it running again. As you can see, I'm pretty shocked that it's just started up first try. At this point now, I thought I'll just take apart the carburetor and we'll have a look and see what size jets the carb's running. As far as I'm aware, this is a brand new carburetor. It's a 17.5. Originally on this bike it's supposed to be a 12, which is quite small. Now bear in mind, this bike is stock. The only thing that's been changed is the carburetor. The exhaust and the engine size is completely original. So I'm expecting a jet size of like 53 maybe. Bear in mind, my Piaggio Typhoon, which has got an aftermarket exhaust on it, is running a 70 size jet. That's a big jet, and that's because it's got a sports exhaust, right? Well, this carb's running a size 95, which I thought was massive and way too big. But apparently this is actually what the carburetor is supplied with, and it's quite a common size for these bikes. At this point I'm thinking maybe the bike has a 70cc cylinder on it, because that's a big jet, and the thing tried to wheelie out of my hands at the beginning of the video. But that theory was debunked immediately because, as you can see, it's a 50cc cylinder. We're finding a few damaged parts here and there and a lot of missing screws, unfortunately. Yikes, get a load of this mess. So I have no idea what this is supposed to look like, but that to me just doesn't look right. I was told the battery was dead. I'm presuming it's the original battery that was in the bike from 8 years ago before it came off the road. So I'm just going to take it out, have a quick look at it and order the same one again. Yummy! I was, however, given a whole bunch of spare bolts with the bike, so some of these might work, some of them might not. When I took the airbox off, it didn't have that retaining clip on it, but I remembered seeing it somewhere and figured that must be for this because you can't get a Jubilee clip on there, it's too thin. Now we're going to skip right through this part because oh my god, every time I took this airbox off, it took me about 20 minutes trying to get it back on. It is an absolute nightmare to fit. Long story short, the bike wouldn't start after I'd done a little bit of work on it, and I tried changing jet sizes, but I only had smaller ones. Turns out I think it needs a bigger jet actually. I also tried to take the spark plug out, but to get the spark plug out you have to take the fuel tank out, otherwise you just can't get on it with a socket. You don't have to fully remove the fuel tank, but you do have to unbolt it enough to lift it up so that you can get to the spark plug. Now this thing's looking mad wet, and I didn't really know why at the time. There's going to be another video that follows and you'll see what went wrong. To check your spark plug is getting spark, put the HT lead back on the spark plug, put the spark plug against something metal like your exhaust and kickstart or use the starter motor and see if there's a spark. I found some bits floating around in the float bowl, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't anything to do with why the bike wouldn't start. Anyway, we're going to wrap this video up there because it's definitely been long enough for this kind of platform. If you want to see what went wrong with the bike, keep an eye out for the next video and check out this new pond I've just built.